We are going to start checking the different type of corrosion. There are different names, but once again, at the end, all of them are the same. It's a different name, but corrosion is corrosion. Doesn't matter if it is in impingement corrosion, or if it is crevice corrosion, or if it is galvanic or electrolytic. Is corrosion, and at the end of the day, the metals are corroded and eroded and destroyed. Electrolytic corrosion is basically galvanic corrosion. This is basically galvanic corrosion plus current. This is electrolytic corrosion. Yes, when you have two dissimilar metals together and additionally a leak of current passed through those metals, finito. Half of the seawater is chlorine. For that reason, the seawater is highly corrosive. A lot of chlorine attack. You know what happened with chlorine. It's the highest electronegativity in the periodic table. Only 7 electrons in the last orbit. Chlorine only needs one more. For that reason, is looking for one extra electron all the time. Bromine, other element located here in the periodic table. This is bromine. This is bromine. Once again, group number 7. One electron need one additional electron to be stable. Attack everything. Look, bromine is 0.2%. 0.2% lose a little bit, but it's a lot. Those are examples of localized corrosion. Pitting corrosion, crevice corrosion, and filiform corrosion. 3 different types of focus corrosion, localized corrosion. And the star motor in the automotive shop is $60, $80. The star motor is equal to the star motor of the Mer Cruiser. It's exactly the same star motor. And the star motor for a Mer Cruiser in a marine shop is $350, $400, $500. It's the same. I put the automotive and the engine is running. Yes, can I check your motor in 2 months? Look at the corrosion over there. And additionally, that star motor, that alternator is not ignition protected. Your boat is gasoline boat. The engine room is closed and your motors are carbureted. In your engine room you have a lot of gasoline vapor, gasoline fumes, and you have star motors and alternators no marine grade. The galvanic corrosion, when you have two dissimilar metals together, doesn't matter if you have humidity in between or not, you have one with more energy, other with less energy, and the big one attack the smaller. That's it. Simple. Additionally, I have humidity in between. That process is accelerated. And additionally, I have currents. Finito. That's electrolytic. That process is accelerated faster. Yeah, this is galvanic. In this table, you have the typical element that work like a cathodes, and the element that work like an anodes. Look, good anodes are zinc, aluminum, and magnesium. Those 3, zinc, aluminum, and magnesium, they are considered good anodes. But cathodes, element that absorb electrons, platinum, gold, carbon, titanium, those are good cathodes. Elements in the middle, silver, nickel, lead, those elements are in the middle of the galvanic series. Stress in the metal, yes my friends. Stress corrosion cracking is the cracking induced from the combination of tensile strength and corrosive environment. Stress corrosion is the combination of a tensile strength and corrosive environment. Tensile, there are tensile, compression, and torsion. Once again, tensile, you tense, compression, you compress, or torsion, you torque. Ready? Those are three types of stress: tensile, compression, and shear or torque. The impact of SCC on a material usually falls between dry cracking and fatigue cracking. Yeah, fatigue in the metals, incredible, no? Corrosion fatigue, yes, is a fatigue in a corrosive environment. It's the mechanical degradation of the material. Yeah, because of the corrosion and the cycling load, like I explained before. Yes, it's very common, but if you check at the end of the day, all of those names of corrosion, filiform corrosion, stagnant corrosion, crevice corrosion, it's the same. It's humidity, dirt, in a marine environment, with currents passing through the, exactly the same. With different names, but it's the same. Corrosion is corrosion, finito. I need to avoid that. Keep your boat clean. Number 1. Select appropriate materials. Number 2. Connect everything to the bonding. Number 3. Install anodes in appropriate parts. Number 4. And install good gauge and meters, especially and meters, digitals, to verify if you have leaks.